Hey, this is Stacia, and I'm going to share a launch to 2000 on chess.com training game that I played. This one, I faced the Scandinavian, which I used to play myself as black for a few years, actually. Um, and it actually is kind of difficult to face, but let's have a look at this. So after e4, my opponent played d5. Now, one of the advantages of the Scandinavian defense is that if you play this way, usually the white player is not going to know it as well as you. Because if you play the Scandinavian every game, which you will get it often since e4 is a common move, then you get that advantage. So I kind of chose like a new way to play against the Scandinavian, and you're going to kind of see it here. So I do take the pawn because I just think it's the best move. But after queen to d5, the normal move and the move I used to play is knight c3, which makes a lot of sense, right? You attack the knight, or you attack the queen and you gain, a tempo. And queen a5 could be played. Queen d8 is actually a move. Queen d6 is a move. There's even some other ones, but those are the three main ones. So that is why I like to go knight to f3, which is what I did in the game. Actually, now I'm confused because was I not in analysis? Where'd the game go? And the game is gone. Okay, hang on one second. I will get it back, I'm sure. That is strange. I have never seen a game disappear like this before. Okay. I've got it now. I want to turn the engine off. I have not looked at the engine or the review or anything like that. The point being that we are going to make our own conclusions, and then only after we have a conclusion, then we'll check with the engine periodically. I have been complimented on this by my training, this method, and I got it from John Bartholomew, who is an international master. So I do think it's the right approach. Okay, so knight f3, and actually John Bartholomew is someone that thought knight f3 was an annoying move. Also, a past coach of mine, Jim Antoline, also recommended knight f3. So part of the idea, I'll tell you why I play this move. On knight c3, this looks so natural, but there's one problem. We're blocking our c-pawn. Right, we're blocking our c-pawn. That's going to mean that we can play d4 and get center control, but c4 is not happening. And maybe we'll go for f4, maybe not, but I do feel like if you want a c4, d4 type center, then knight c3 is not the right move. So we're going to go knight f3, and the intention is to actually play c4 and d4. So just kind of build a very nice center that way. So that's the idea. So bishop g4, bishop e2, got to break the pin, knight f6, and here we go, c4. Okay, so I thought this move made some sense. I could also castle here, I'm sure, but I thought let's stay flexible. I know what I want to do. So let's see what the engine says about this move, or the opening book rather. Okay, so d4 is the main move by far. c4 is not so common. So let's see. Maybe it's a mistake for some reason. Yeah, it likes d4. It likes castles. It likes knight c3. All those. On c4, it says, yeah, white still has an advantage. It's just not what the computer considers absolute best. But white's still quite a bit better here. So I like this approach. I think it's a little more rare, and to me it makes a lot of sense. So okay, turning lines and feedback off. Okay, so queen a5 is what I expected. This move does pin the d pawn, so it's a little bit annoying. I want to go d4. So probably I could castle here. I could go knight c3. I went knight c3. They went e6. Yeah, and now I have a plan that I kind of came up with on my own, but I like this plan a lot. So here's the thing about when you play knight f3. Often black will go knight c6 and just castle queenside very quickly. The rook comes to d8 and applies more pressure on d2 and makes it harder to go d4. And the queen is sort of awkward because it's going to be across from a rook. So I came up with this approach. We'll see if it's any good. We might learn the refutation of a3 b4. Now, if you're going to go a3 b4, though, you should also be aware that as long as the rook is unprotected, a3 does kind of nothing. It does not protect the square. They could still go bishop here. Because if we did take, they would just win the rook due to the pin. So I did play a3 in the game, but then I was like, I'm like, that's probably not the right move because they can still go bishop b4 here. But I also don't think it's bad. It's a little flexible. We'll see what the engine says. Okay, I'm still fine. It says black should go c5. Wow. c5 is like, I guess, the way to go. Or knight c6. Okay. Well, bishop e7 was played. So they're staying flexible too, not telling me which way they're going to castle, which I do think is a good idea. And then I went ahead and castled. So I felt more comfortable with this now because they didn't castle queenside super quickly, you know, with knight c6 and that. So I actually thought they might castle kingside. And, well, I'm going to get d4 now because now it's not pinned anymore and I will get to play d4. Okay, so I thought I was a little better here. The engine agrees. I'll turn it back off. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, they played h6. I'm not sure I like that move. I'm not sure what it does. What does that even do? Is that just one of those moves that like does nothing? I think h6 is a waste of time. Let's see if the engine agrees. It wants c5 castles or knight c6. Yeah, after h6, it thinks that black is a lot better after b4, which not sure if I played it yet. Wow, b4 now. I mean, b4 allows bishop takes b4. So what on earth is the idea there? Okay, let's have a look at this. I mean, doesn't that allow that? Are we going to sack the rook? I'm good with that if we are. I like sacking stuff. I mean, takes. I'm just kind of wondering, like, takes, and then knight a4. Are we trapping that queen? I mean, it doesn't. I don't think so, but actually all the dark squares are covered, so we might be trapping the queen. Let's just look at this for a second. I'm not using the engine, but that's like a lock her up move. I don't know if I believe all this, though. Yeah, it says black's winning now. Yeah, that's what I would expect. So what is the real idea after bishop takes b4? I'm asking the engine because I don't know. It is saying a takes b4. Okay. And then queen b3 is the right move. Okay, I didn't see that. Also, knight b5. I should have seen knight b5. That's pretty clear, but queen b3. Okay, queen b3. There's still queen a6. But on queen a6, then we can go c5. That's a discovery. Is the queen trapped now? Not quite. I see this move. And then here. Wow. Okay, there's definitely ideas to trap the queen. Wow. Okay, I didn't see all of that. I mean, if you can calculate all of that in a rapid game, then you can play b4, but like otherwise you don't play it. So, okay, I'm not too upset about not playing b4, but I'll definitely keep that idea in mind for the future. Instead, I went d4, which to me is principled. Knight c6. Okay, but I like my position. I'm a little ahead in development. I just need to get my bishop out now, and then I'm all good. I went bishop e3. I actually was considering like bishop f4, which would be a better square, but I thought, you know, here they could, well, let's see. I thought d4 gets a little tender, so I actually defended it, which is fine. Take castle queenside. And now I came up with an idea that I liked a lot. I want to go b4. Of course I do. That's part of why I developed the bishop, so that the rook's actually protected now. So when I go b4, then I thought, you know, they go here. And, or actually, let's see, that doesn't work, because after this we go b5, and that would be a fork. So instead of that, oh, I know what I thought. I thought the queen would come to h5. I thought maybe h5, maybe even f5. One of those two squares. And then the queen might actually be well placed over there. So I came up with this idea to stop the queen. I played knight to b5. Now you're not going over there. And I thought this is really interesting, because now I'm threatening b4. And then if here, I thought I could sack the knight and then play b5. And I'm not really sacrificing, because I'm going to win material back. So anyway, I try to play interesting chess. This is what I came up with. So here, let's go back a second. Oh, wow, the engine does like knight b5. It likes a bunch of moves, though. It also likes c5 and d5 right away. Now d5, wow. I'm not sure I understand that move, because we're not threatening to take anything unless we're going to sack the queen, which is possible. Or maybe we still have this idea too. Actually, d5 controls that square, so that's kind of nice. Okay, let's say they take. That's what I would expect. Then we go b4. Okay, I would go here, I guess. And then the engine wants c takes d5. Interesting. Yeah, that queen is trapped, right? The queen is trapped. So, okay, yeah. Okay, computer. By Radiohead. Knight b5 was my idea. Still a good idea, I think. And he went e5. That just reeks of desperation. Because I don't know what that really does. I'm going to play b4 here, which I did. Yeah, and after knight a6, let's see if knight takes c7 is correct. This is what my idea was. Okay, the engine sees no reason for it. It just wants c5 again. Wow, c5 actually is nice, because it does open up the bishop and threaten discoveries. Yeah, we're just threatening check on d6, for example. So that looks nice. Yeah, okay. I think that may be better for sure. But I just took. King takes b5. Okay, the engine still thinks white's better here. I would think so too. Okay, so engine off. They went queen b6. Yeah, and now here, I mean, my intentions were, I had a lot of different ideas here, but I mean, I thought about just taking the knight. I am down a piece at the moment. But then I saw the move c5, and I thought it looked really interesting. Because on c5, that queen is just about trapped. They have to go queen a5. And then there's different ideas from there. You know, like I could take the knight. I could go bishop d2. So I did go for this. Let's see if it's right. Yep, it's the top move. Oh yeah, and they played this. Okay, I did look at this. I didn't think this move was any good though. Part of the reason is that I thought after pawn takes and rook takes queen, I have pawn takes check. So that's just going to win material. A lot of material. So I thought that can't be right, so I took it pretty quickly. And that is the best move I see. Okay. All right, so what are they going to do? They went queen a5 now. All right, so our queen is attacked, but their knight's attacked. And I had a couple different ideas here. This is a really interesting moment. I could play like b6 check, I thought was a candidate move. Pawn takes knight. Bishop d2 is a candidate move. And then also queen b3, I thought. Because queen b3 is just like, hey, like, I moved my queen, but your queen's still maybe in danger, but your knight's definitely in danger. And I might take that with check. I didn't like the look of rook d7 that much, though. I think I do go with queen b3, but I was definitely curious about this move. Bishop d2. Now, I thought they would probably sack the rook here, because if they do not sack the rook, then that queen is trapped, right? So I thought they would do this, and I could go here, and then if they take, I take, they take here. Yeah, and then I thought I bet her, oh, actually, this doesn't work out. I thought I would take the knight. I mean, they can take the rook. Yeah, I don't know. Is black better now? Black is better. Yeah. So I think my calculation was sort of right. I didn't think that was the right way to go. Instead, I played bishop or queen b3. I like queen b3. I mean, it harmonizes our position more. We're threatening a check. We're threatening the knight. So everything's looking good. We'll go bishop d2 when we feel like it. So, oh my gosh, bishop d2 is the best move now. I just turned on the engine. Okay, well, let's look at this for a second. I thought they would sack the rook. That is the best move. Here we can play knight takes, though. Okay, knight takes. Now we're threatening the bishop. I would assume bishop takes e2. On this move, the engine gives queen takes e2. Now the knight's attacked. I would think they're going to move it. Like here. This is what I would be afraid of. But then we take this with check. And we win it. I didn't see that part. And then we defend our knight. How awesome is that? I don't know, though, because, like, wait a minute. Okay, let's say here. Now, if I just take, I feel like there might be rook d8. Yeah, but you know what? That king's too exposed. We can just check somewhere. Oh, wow. Actually, we have knight c4. You take our queen. We take your queen. Yeah, we're winning here. We're just up material. So, okay. Maybe I didn't calculate that right. I should have looked harder at knight takes d2. But okay, I thought queen b3 must be winning, and it is winning, so that's okay. I'm all right with that. They went king b8. I mean, I feel like that move's just giving up because I'm going to take their knight now. Okay, I'm just going to turn the engine on now because I feel like white's just winning. So I took... Yeah, queen c7. Okay, I took there. I also considered this move. Because I didn't see how this could possibly be good for black. It's true, it's really good for us. Maybe we could even just check right away. I think this is fine. Okay, but in the game they went e4, attacking the knight. I mean, black's got to do something. I just thought knight d4 is totally fine. The engine gives c6. What a move. c6. You can have our knight. We don't care about that because we have a bigger threat. We're going to go check. And here, that's pretty much mate, isn't it? Like queen a4 check. Now if they go here, that's definitely mate. So they have to come up. Then we're going to have like rooks checking and stuff. The engine wants queen b5 check. Yeah, that's mean. It's taking away all the squares. So they have to go like take the pawn, but then we can just go here. That's going to win the queen. Okay, I get the point. c6 was very strong. Threatening bishop takes a7. Wow, that's cool. Okay, I played a little more simple. I just went knight to d4. Okay, so yeah, they took the pawn. I actually thought it'd be more interesting if they played this way. Take like this. And, you know, here or something. I thought this is still winning too. It is. Yeah, rook takes d4 is best. They went here though, so I go here. Okay, so they came up with this idea of rook d3, but I'm not scared of rook d3 at all. Yeah, queen c2, I like. The idea being that if he just doubles, I have this move. Bishop f4. Looks like it wins the queen or at least a rook. So yeah, I mean, they would have to block, but that's not going to be good. So they just took the bishop. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could play like this to try and save their queen. It's a little trickier too, because then if I take, they could try taking. I still think white's better here too. I really do. Not sure what I would do though. Knight d4 comes to mind. Rook over comes to mind. Protect the pawn. Yeah, okay. So, but they just sacked the queen. So this is kind of over now. I mean, I could just take on d2 if I want. I think that's winning. But I just went here. Okay. Yeah, and rook a d1. And finally my opponent resigned. Because I'm just threatening to trade everything off now. This is protected by the queen and the rook. And if they move their rook, I don't know where, or they take, everything's getting traded off. They should probably not trade, but I mean, now I could just play, you know, queen takes f7, so okay, I'm pretty happy with this game. My strategy against the Scandinavian panned out this game. Also, those queen trapping ideas, the a3, b4 ideas that I've sort of been playing in blitz, are actually, it seems like, sort of valid. So, if we go to the review now, let's see what it gives me. Well, it only gives me 87.2%, and my opponent 69.7%. But I'd had no blunders, just one mistake and one inaccuracy. So I don't know why it's giving 87.2. Probably because in the winning positions, I didn't play the best moves. But it says my one mistake was bishop to e3, but bishop e3 still gave me a really nice position. So, yeah, I think overall I'm just pleased with the game. I was like 1760 something before the game, and I'm up to 1782 now. So that's good, and we will continue on this journey together. So thank you. This is Stacia, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.